welcome to Made In Ely, where we chat to local business owners about what they're building and how they're doing it. Recorded here at Ely Work Collective. Today's guest is Clara Campbell-Beavis from Willow Grange Farm. Hello, Clara. How are you?
Hello. Good morning. I'm very well, thanks. How are you both?
Good,
Very
thank
good.
you.
Yeah, very
really
good.
good.
Thank you.
So let's kick off today. For people that don't know you, tell us who you are, where you are, and what you do in Ely.
Yeah, so I'm Clara, obviously. I am Willow Grange Farm. So we are a rural retreat farm shop, cafe, glamping events in Chittering, so just 6 miles out of Ely. I grew up in Chittering, so went to school in Ely, a real local bird. Flew the nest, went to London, and then ended up coming back about 6 years ago to start diversifying the farm.
Amazing. Wow. Okay. So let's dig into that a little bit. Obviously, you mentioned there that you grew up on the farm. What was that like? Tell us about that.
So growing up on a farm felt normal because I didn't know any different.
Oh, no, true.
I was really lucky. I had a pony. I had a lot of freedom. My summer holidays were spent kind of running around and riding and just a really nice environment, which at the time I didn't know that was any different. But being an adult and looking back, it's so special. And I really want when we start a family to kind of move back to the farm and for my children to have that upbringing. It was slightly chaotic at times, making hay with mum in the summer and lots of arguing and stressful times, yeah. Didn't take it for granted that I grew up driving tractors and...
James, I love that.
That's first thing I learned to drive.
Yeah. It gives you the confidence behind the wheel, doesn't
Absolutely.
it? And I think also it helped to instill a bit of a working ethic because I had to look after my pony. I had to help out on the farm. It was a lovely upbringing and very lucky to have had that.
It definitely helps kind of, I think they're preparing you for later life with regards to upkeep of a horse and things, because it is early mornings, late nights, no holidays, like it has to be done every day.
Yeah.
And I think you kind of get used to that with a work ethic when you're like, that's just been the norm for so many years before, like that's just how you do things.
Yeah, absolutely. Mucking out, feeding. Yeah, that just because it's raining doesn't mean you stop. So absolutely.
No, it's cool. So, I must admit, when we come down to the farm as well, I've seen the chickens running around. Oh, I love it. It's great. Yeah, it's very cool. So taking you back then, very rewind, not quite that far, but in terms of your career, you mentioned there you flew the nest, so to speak, and went off to London. Obviously, what you're doing now isn't exactly what you've always been doing. So talk us about that. What kind of, where did you start from? What did the career look like?
Yeah, so my career has always been hotels and events. I finished up in sales. So I was director of sales for the Langham Hotel, which was a beautiful luxury hotel in London. I've sold primarily kind of big group bookings, events. So kind of that hospitality is in my blood. Yeah. I've worked in hotels for about 15 years and absolutely loved it. I didn't expect it to finish as quickly as it did. This was always meant to start as a side hustle.
Yeah.
But no, so I started up, my first job actually was at the Holiday Inn Peterborough West. Very glamorous.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Moved into London when I in my early 20s and worked my way through various hotels into the luxury sector. And then, sales. I loved sales. I'm a very salesy person, so I guess it kind of relates to the retail sector, but Definitely. Obviously it ties in much more closely with the beginning of Willow Grange and how we started off the diversification.
Yeah, and I guess like saying, go back to a bit, similar to the farm, those skills and everything that you learned from that sector are really difficult sector. Hospitality is not for the faint-hearted, is it?
No.
And I think all those skills I can imagine you've learned, then you could then bring into what you're doing now as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's customer service, it's dealing with people, it's long hours, antisocial hours, but it's so rewarding and it's great fun. You're meeting new people every day. You are no day is the same, which is I guess the same as where I'm at now.
Yeah.
And have you found the culture change from
city life,
luxury hotels and city folk to back on the farm?
I mean, sometimes I miss the client entertaining and drinking lovely champagne and delicious food, but
you don't do that now.
Not in the. I mean, I do eat the delicious food, but it's not quite so polished. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love the fact that I am on the farm every day, that I am out in the fresh air, that I get to walk my dog, who is my pride and joy, Rolo.
We do see, if anyone sees him around, he's gorgeous.
Yeah, he's got his own personality. He's famous. We get customers coming in just to see Rolo.
Oh, I can see why.
Yeah. I mean, generally they are not any taller than my knees, but he's a celebrity in his own right. The change was very different. You know, I'm not commuting an hour on the tube to go to work. I'm not sat in an office without any daylight. I work harder than I've ever worked before, but it's just so rewarding. And for me, culturally, I love it. You know, I'm surrounded by people that love the farm and what we're doing, and really amazing, talented people. My husband, I think, has found it slightly more challenging because he's London born and bred. Wow. So moving to the countryside, he doesn't understand why takeaways aren't open after kind of 8:39 p.m. He's like, I want a takeaway. Exactly. Yes, exactly. But no, for me, it's, I guess, because I grew up on the farm and I'm used to that kind of slightly isolated environment. For me, it's not a problem, and I'm so immersed in all parts of the business that it's not like just sitting in a cafe all day. It's, you know, I'm in the thick of everything daily. So for me, culturally, it wasn't a challenge. I've loved it.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. And did you kind of know that was going to be the game plan of coming back and setting up Willow Grange? Tell us a bit about that.
No. So Errol proposed to me in 2018, and having gone to school in Ely, I was quite fortunate that I could get married in Ely Cathedral. Yeah. So we had this idea that we'd get married at the cathedral and then put a marquee on the farm and have the party at the farm. Yeah. And I kind of said, actually, why don't we put some infrastructure in and make this a business? And it was meant to be a side hustle. It was meant to start slowly. And just grow in the background. At some point, we planned to move back to Cambridgeshire and try and build on the farm. Yeah. But that was kind of 10 years from then. And hopefully by that point, the business would be established enough that it could support what we were doing. Yeah. So launched a website, started a few bits and pieces, got my first wedding booked, and then COVID hit. And everything went from 0 to 100 because it was really difficult to book weddings. There was kind of 2 to 3 years demand, all squished into a year. People were booking from WhatsApp show rounds and video calls. And it was incredible. And all of these couples were part of our journey. Yeah. So the relationship we had was amazing. And it meant when their weddings happened, it was so much more than just a business. Yeah. So when COVID hit, I said to Errol, you know, I'd really like to go back to the farm and stay at the farm during this process and make the most of being furloughed. Yeah. And then it just took off and we never went back. Wow. So it was a time, that's for sure.
Yeah, my gosh.
I wouldn't have guessed Errol wasn't comfortable in the country now, seeing him always walking around in his wellies. He seems very at home now,
he's not ready to move to the farm yet, but he's adapting to village life well. Yeah.
Oh, listen, that must have been amazing though. Like you say, that kind of journey, and then especially that first starting with the weddings. You know, being so close with those couples. You know, being part of their journey and you know, for them to actually have a space that they could get married in that time. Yeah. It must have been incredible.
It was so special. I remember our first wedding and the builders were on site until 2 a.m. trying to get everything finished for them. And it was the most beautiful couple. And they went round at 9 p.m. saying thank you to everyone for getting it ready. The first wedding was during COVID. So there were still restrictions in place, but it wasn't too restrictive. And because we were an outside venue, it felt like a real wedding, and they just had beautiful weather. The sunset was incredible, and it was just the most beautiful day. And that couple actually now come into the cafe. They had a baby. It was last year. They had a baby, so they came and stayed in one of the huts for their baby moon. So now it's really nice that
That's
everything comes
amazing.
full circle, because
Yeah.
if we were just a wedding venue, I wouldn't see any future couples. But now we're seeing them evolve, which is lovely.
Oh my gosh.
And I guess that kind of brings us to obviously where you were when it first started to where it is now.
Yeah.
Very different.
Very
a
different.
lot more going on.
Yeah.
How has that journey how did it come about? How has it been? Kind of, what have you learned on that journey through there?
So the farm shop and cafe was never the initial plan. That was weddings and glamping. But circumstances happened, which were incredibly stressful. But we'd already created so much. We'd created a brand. We had the glamping. The farm had just become this really, really special place. And we have our own cows on the farm, which we rear for beef. So the weddings were a great outlet for our own beef and our pork, actually. We've got pigs. And we wanted to find a way of continuing to sell our produce. Farming is tough. I am my mum's only daughter. She's got no other children. She's one of 3, and they're all girls. So kind of I'm the end of the road for the farm, essentially. I can't farm. I don't know anything about it. I can drive a tractor, but that's it. So actually finding a future was really important for me.
Yeah.
I'm really passionate about food, about customer service and hospitality. So in February 2024, I think it was, we were like, let's do this. Let's open a farm shop and cafe. And because we'd previously had a fishing tackle shop within the barn, we didn't need to go through planning or anything. We already had the planning permission. March 24, we announced it. And July, the cafe opened. October, the farm shop opened.
Wow.
So, yeah, when I set my mind to something, I do it.
I was going to say, that is a short timeline.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It sounds very familiar. I remember visiting it when you very first opened, and it was I think at that point you were still technically building the cafe side.
Yeah.
So I was in what's now the Reformer studio.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So really, really early on.
Yeah.
And just seeing how it's evolved from there has been incredible. It was great for me personally because I was living in Wilburton at the time.
Yes,
and
I remember,
there was nowhere to go, and it was just, I can't wait for this place to be open, to be honest. But seeing it kind of evolve and the menu evolve and kind of the whole place has been well, amazing to watch, but also it's become a household name in the area as well, and everyone seems to really love it there.
Yeah, we're so proud of what we've created, actually, because it was a bit of an unknown. We didn't know how well the cafe would be received, how well the farm shop would be received. We were keen that, a lot of farm shops have got this reputation of being extortionately expensive, and we wanted to be accessible for everybody, but also you're selling a premium product. So it's trying to navigate all of that. Yeah. For us, the quality was number one. So everything within the cafe is homemade. We make all of our own cakes, our own Scotch eggs, sausage rolls, everything from scratch. Yeah. So kind of making sure that we had the right team in place to deliver that, and that people were going to come was so important. Right in the early days, because we held off opening the farm shop so that we could facilitate the last of the weddings within that space legally under the correct planning. So the cafe started out mainly just cakes and sandwiches, and then in October we opened the farm shop and launched the full menu, which was very brunchy, and it's all just evolved, and it's so nice to have our own produce on the menu in the cafe. So the sausages can be bought are made in the butchery, can be bought from the butchery. The pulled beef sandwich is all of our own beef, and for us it's really important to kind of champion both sides of the business, for people to be able to experience our produce, whether that's eating in or to try and make something similar at home. It's come a long way in the last 18 months.
Oh, definitely.
Years.
Making me very hungry now. No, well, we've definitely seen that. I think that as like say as that's evolved, so you can try a really gorgeous meal or brunch or whatever, your lunch in the cafe, and then you can go and buy some of that stuff in the shop as well. Yeah. I think, like you say, that having that local element, that it is actually from the farm. Yeah. I think that's really, really special for people. Yeah. They know exactly where. We were talking to the butcher the other day. We bought some steaks from there, and he was just like, "Oh, they were from this specific cow because it's this age, and the fact that he knows everything about it in that way is really unique.
Yeah, he's an incredible butcher. We opened the butchery in October last year, and we toyed with, do we outsource the butchery? But to make sure that we had control and the quality of the meat is so important to us. We will not flex on that. So when his CV landed in my inbox, I was like, that's him. That is him. Yeah. And actually, I was fearful he wouldn't want to come to us because we're a small farm shop that's still very much evolving. But fortunately, he
saw the vision.
Yes, and he's on board and he's excited that he's part of creating something. But yeah, the cow that you are talking about, she was 120 kilos heavier than the rest of our cows because she's a bit older. Yeah, she's caused a few problems. That's for sure.
I felt there's definitely some stories.
Yeah,
in there,
absolutely. Yeah,
and that's what's I think also so lovely about you guys is it is a working farm.
Yeah,
I think also I can imagine you probably get a lot of folks coming along for that side too. So coming and seeing what it's like and seeing the animals and that kind of thing as well.
Absolutely. I mean, we haven't gone down the route of adding a petting farm or we're authentic. We've got like you said earlier when we were chatting, the chickens are roaming.
Yeah.
They will get in your way and you have to keep them out the way when you drive in.
Yeah.
You can see the cows and the calves. Like there's a 3-day-old calf that you can see in a field at the moment. We've got pigs, which are now, we've got some pregnant pigs, so soon there'll be teeny tiny piglets. And it's just really nice that you can come and see an authentic farm environment.
Yeah.
Those areas are scruffy, but it's real.
But it's a farm,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's so lovely about
Not
it.
this polished, dressed up place. It's authentic. It's what you would expect.
Yeah,
basically.
absolutely. And we welcome everybody to kind of feel at home on the farm. But also, it's quite important that people are educated on where their meat comes from, what a farm environment is like. So if we can add our little piece to that pie, then lovely.
Yeah, absolutely. So just touching on a little bit about that kind of journey piece, you said there's obviously been some ups and downs kind of in that time. Are there any kind of big lessons you learned through in that process?
Yes.
That you can say on air?
Yes, I guess one thing is don't take anything for granted in terms of how quickly things can change.
Yeah.
You can have supporters that can switch and then make life very, very difficult. Yeah. And I guess it's also just building things slowly. With the farm shop, I want it all. I wanted the butchery from day dot. I want the cheese room. I wanted it all, and I wanted to have this huge all singing, all dancing offering. But we're a small family business. We didn't have the means to do that from day dot. And actually, I think it's really special that we can keep adding and evolving. And it keeps it interesting for our customers when they come back. There's something new. There's, that wasn't here last time. Or, look at what's changed in the last 18 months. And I think that keeps customers excited to return. But also it's just trying to pace things. But yes, definitely make sure all of your ducks are in a row in advance is one of the key learnings. And I guess just understanding that sometimes things change and that's okay. Yeah. Finding your course isn't necessarily what you set out for it to be, but you'll get there one way or another, and it's exciting and challenging and lots of learnings along the way. But then as long as you keep the passion and stay kind of true to what you're trying to achieve, then that's part and parcel of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you touched on a little bit here about different folks that you've obviously got working in the shop as well. And I think having that support system around you, I can imagine as well as you're kind of growing things and having the right people around you to kind of inspire you and kind of support you along the way has probably helped as well.
Absolutely. Having the right people is crucial. Some of our team are incredible. So Kirsty's been with us for just over a year and she's my right-hand man. We will be voice noting constantly, all of these ideas.
Oh, you're a voice noter.
Yeah. We literally just send reels of things to each other like, look at this, we love this. And, to have your team that are as engaged as you are. Charlie, our head chef, he's incredible. He is so committed, so hardworking. Dan, the butcher that I mentioned, we wouldn't have the butchery that we have without him. Yeah. He is so knowledgeable. He understands that it's about the quality. It's about delivering the right produce rather than just having a packed counter, fill it high, sell it cheap. That is not us. And making sure that somebody understands we will not compromise on quality. Yeah. My friends, the support I get from them, because it's hard. This has taken over my life for the last 6 years. My poor husband, because this is my dream. This is my wanting, and we've had to make sacrifices. So yeah, having the right people around you is crucial, and whether that's people that can support and just be like, let's go for a glass of wine, let's escape the farm for a few hours, or be your cheerleaders, or actually sometimes to be like, slow down.
Was it critical friend?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Are you sure this is what you want to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah, and also I guess the overall community around that. How have you found kind of that side of things? Obviously, Ely's a very strong community kind of city, but there's also, I think, what you've created. You kind of got several different communities that use that space. How have you found that to get used to and kind of get everyone to work in harmony type thing?
The community is so important to us, and like you say, in different fields. So when we decided to open the Farm Shop and Cafe, we very much wanted it to be a community space, something that local businesses can come and join. So we have lots of small workshops, which is just a lovely space for local small producers to try and get themselves known. Yeah. We focus heavily on small local suppliers, so lots of our produce in the shop are small local people, and not only is that supporting our local community, but it makes us different to everybody else because their farm shops are popping up all over the place, and there are big wholesalers that we can all get the same products from, but we don't want to have the same as everybody else. We want to be different. We want to be special. We have various events, and we've got supper clubs with Ben Solston, who's a small, lovely chef who also makes coffee. So we sell his coffee, and then he's done a Willow Grange coffee blend collaboration with us, and we're putting on a fitness festival, which again is with lots of small local fitness entrepreneurs. We're doing a seminar selection within the festival, and some of it is people that have only recently qualified, so for them it's an opportunity to get experience, to meet new people. We've just started a networking event with a local breathwork I don't
practitioner.
Know. Yes, I was going to say lady, but that's not. Yeah. Jem is fantastic, a massive advocate for the farm. Yeah. And so actually, we want a space that anyone can come to. When, like you guys, when you were building this, a space that you were welcome to come to. We get lots of new mums coming in, or kind of PTs that just want a space where they're not on their own working. Yeah. We've got 2 gentlemen that come in regularly who. One of them's just gone through chemo, and so his brother takes him to Addenbrooke's every week. And for them, it's coming into the shop is part of their ritual. Yeah. And the team love to see them. So it's really, really special. The feedback is lovely. A lot of our customers will take the time to say, we love what you're doing here, and it's really nice to see something different. So for us, the community is so important in every way, making sure that our local suppliers have got somewhere that they can showcase their produce, their workshops, to come and work, and for people to have a safe space that, whether it's getting their fix of seeing the cows or getting their Turkish eggs, whatever, we want to make sure that we are somewhere for everybody.
Yeah, and I think as like I say, we've definitely seen that ourselves from the customer side of things. So coming in ourselves, but also, I know I definitely, have come along to various different events, and I don't see you guys popping up, and there's so much more that you're now kind of starting to do that is kind of, I guess, appealing to such a wide audience, which is lovely. Like I say, not only just that from the kind of local community, from the business community side, as in, like say, from stocking and people and supporting them from that side, but also then from what you're offering as well. Yeah. I think it's a really kind of lovely journey you guys have gone on.
Yeah,
it's great. So we are going to switch a little bit to a quick fire round. I always say this is where we get to the point, so it's quick fire. However, we're probably going to evolve some of these. It seems to be quick
Never
fire.
that quick.
No.
Starts off that way.
Yeah. So thinking about in terms of things that you've got in the shop.
Yeah.
So what would you say is the one item in the farm shop that you'd never not have stocked? And also from a menu side at the moment in the cafe, in terms of like that one dish that you absolutely have to have on the menu.
So from the shop, I would say our sausages, which are to die for. But I can't just stick to the sausage. So also the beef, and if it has to be one item, steak.
Okay, got you.
yeah. We wouldn't be us without our own homemade sausages and our own beef. And then in the cafe, probably the full English, because it's just got so much on it. I had one the other day, and for me, it's a bit big, but it is just. I just kept going back to it, and you've got the sausages on there, you've got the sweetness of cherry tomatoes, you've got your egg, you've got your grain culture sourdough. Yeah, it is.
We've not tried the full English yet.
No,
you're missing out.
Well, I had the Turkish eggs kind of every time I came for a while.
What was your favourite?
Yeah, and then I evolved into the avocado toast because that was nice. But we haven't tried the full English.
You need to. Matty Makes Munch has just said he thinks we are the best full English.
Wow, that's a strong claim.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And it is on social media.
Wow.
It's not
Okay.
just
Quote of the day.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right. So that's what we've got to try next time we come down. Okay. That's fine. So what, in terms of thinking back about moments, what would you say has been the best moment so far at Willow Grange?
I don't think there is one best moment. I think it's those times where you look back and you see, when I just take those moments to reflect. So sometimes it'll be a case of just looking through our social media feed and I'm like, wow, we've created this. It's amazing. I would say kind of our launch night for the shop was really incredible to see so many people, the buzz, and maybe Christmas that's just gone, because the growth from our first Christmas to last Christmas was super exciting. So there's no one moment. I think it's just that reflection on how everything's evolved. Yeah.
And from the other side of things, what's been your most chaotic moment in the shop, and how did you get through it?
Most chaotic moment would probably be when power's gone at some point.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. That is the worst. We had a situation where the power had gone, but we've got solar panels and battery backup. And I had forgotten about that. So I couldn't work out why some of the power was on, but not everything. And it transpired, it was a fuse that had blown within the solar. So we couldn't find it. We had UK Power Networks out, all sorts.
Oh,
and it was on a Sunday, so we had to
course.
close lots of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're frantically trying to make sure that we could have the correct fridges on to protect what we needed to.
You've got frozen things as well, haven't you?
Yeah, power is my nemesis. Yeah, yeah. We had a wedding in 2023 where it was one of our biggest weddings, and there were 200 guests, and the power went down during the band set. So that was horrendous. And I'm there on my own, ringing the electrician, ringing Errol, ringing anyone I could. What do? I didn't even know that when you flick the fuse box, that green is safe and red is not safe. So I'm like, should it be showing us green? Because to me, green is go, so power's on. Yeah. So lots and lots of learnings. And it's always a bit chaotic when we've got events happening, because it's those last minute emptying the piggery or getting something finished. But yeah.
And how do you, just on that, how do you deal with it? That, as in, like you say, I can imagine now there are a million and one things that you've got on your to-do list, a million and one things that, people are asking you questions all the time. How do you deal with that?
Most of the time I deal with it quite well. It does mean I don't get much done. Yeah. So my inbox is colossal because I literally get pulled from pillar to post. And there's so much that the team can't necessarily help with.
Yeah.
If you might be an amazing chef, but you probably don't know what you're doing in the fuse box. So, it can be challenging at times, and especially where you get into your rhythm with something and then somebody leaves. So the housekeeper for the glamping will leave, and then you have to start everything from scratch and train somebody up, and it puts a lot on me. So it does mean I work 7 days a week, pretty much 24/7. But because it's my own baby, you
You just do it.
You do.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I think that's the thing is we've some folks we've had on the podcast so far have struggled with similar things, as in like when it's your, like you say, when it's your baby, you're the person that hopefully cares about it the most.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just, you just find that added energy from somewhere, don't you? Or, you know, that when those things have to be done, they have to be done. The buck always stops with you, doesn't it?
You have to do it. Otherwise you don't move forward. You know, you have to deal with the not very nice things, but equally you get the reward
exactly
at the end. You know, when somebody's had a fantastic meal or tried our steaks for the first time, you know, that reward is so, we're so fortunate to be able to experience that. So you have to take the rough with the smooth, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. One quick question. This is sort of quick fire, but also something as well that I just wanted to touch on is location. Yeah. We kind of didn't touch on it earlier. Obviously, as you mentioned, you guys are Ely, but just sort of a little bit on the outskirts. How have you found that in terms of challenge opportunities, I guess, in terms of that location for you, of getting folks sort of knowing where you are and building the business?
It is a huge opportunity being on the A10 because we've got thousands of cars passing us daily. Yeah. But they're also going past at 60 miles an hour. So
hopefully.
Yeah.
In the nicest way.
Yeah. So it's quite a challenge for people to know where we are, to see the turning. You know, in terms of signage, we need huge signs and far enough back that you can see them to then make the turning. But then you need planning permission and don't necessarily own the land. So that's a challenge. I think we're quite fortunate to be between Ely and Cambridge, because there are some wonderful farm shops more south Cambridge location, but there's nothing our side. So it's quite nice that we can pick up North Cambridge and Ely. So I see it as a great opportunity. And, you know, at the moment we are finalising, well, in fact, I've ordered new signage for the roads, which will be hefty. So let's hope that helps us.
How's that for those?
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't help having a small turning. And, you know, we've had feedback that people don't know whether it's worth taking the punt to come off the A10 because you can see a house.
Get back on again.
People don't know. You can't actually see the building from the road, so you don't know whether you're coming to a tiddly little shed with a few bits or what we've got.
It is.
So again, trying to get that across. So marketing is one of the biggest challenges. Yes, I would say location-wise, we're fortunate with our location. There's a lot of passing trade. We have car parking, so actually. If you're happy to take 10 minutes out of Ely or kind of 15 minutes from Cambridge, then
it works to your benefit. It's just like you say, it's just that that marketing aspect, isn't it? Of people knowing first of all where you are, but also then what's on offer, so they know it's worth stopping by. Yeah. Which, by the way, it definitely is.
Thank you.
Okay, so last one or last couple. What's a skill that you've learned since running the farm that you never expected? You say finding a fuse.
Yes. Electrical box. Yeah. Just the weird, random dealing with footings for things. And I would say it's things like fuses and power and that side of the business.
Yeah. Okay. Lovely.
And obviously you've got a lot of events coming up. Yeah. So what's going on over summer? What's coming up? What can we expect to see from Willow Grange outside of just the farm? Not say just, but outside of the farm shop and the cafe.
So we've got farm tours coming up the weekend before Father's Day. We've got Father's Day brunch and barbecue. We've got a wellness festival in September. We're hosting 4D Festival next weekend, which is slightly terrifying because it's a lot of people. And we are we're just finalising, but launching Friday nights. So kind of some sunset sessions with music, pizza and rosé, some kind of outdoor cooking experiences. We've got a few supper clubs with Ben Solston. So the next one's the 29th of May, but that is sold out. Yeah. And then following that's the 31st of July. Lots of bits and pieces coming up. And we plan to curate a few more workshops because they're actually really great. You get so many different types of people coming in. Yeah. We have got a few more markets coming up. So in the piggery, we try and do markets kind of at least once a quarter. And just growing it all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I certainly keep an eye out because there's so many things that you guys are doing. You've recently done your dog show.
Dog show, that was last weekend.
Yeah.
Very fortunate with the luck, with weather. We were lucky.
Yeah. Oh no, it sounds great. Lovely. So, in terms of, I guess, well, you touched on a little bit there about what's next. Any other kind of things you want to tease or anything else that's you got coming up, or if not, where can people find you?
So we are working on a few exciting things in the background. Little bit too early to disclose, but kind of the farm itself we like to see as a bit of a rural retreat. So we've got the glamping, we've got the cafe, the farm shop. We have the wellness, the Nest Club on site with their Reformer Pilates. Yeah. So it's kind of growing on that wellness side of things, working more closely with the Nest Club and a few other people. Yeah. So some exciting bits to hopefully come there. It's just a little bit too early to go any further with. And where can you find us? We are on the A10, kind of between Streatham and Waterbeach. We are just over the river. If you know where the Lazy Otter pub used to be, just around the corner from there. So yeah.
Perfect. And you've got website and your socials, Instagram, if people want to go and have a look at things that you've got coming up and that kind of thing as well.
Yeah, so all of our socials are Willow Grange Farm, and the website is willowgrangefarm.co.uk.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We will be dropping by very soon. May try that full English because we haven't done that yet.
Yeah. And we're coming to the Supper Club, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah,
we are. Yes.
Great.
They are dreaming.
Yeah, we've been meaning to come for a while, haven't we?
Yeah.
I just haven't got booked in before they got sold out.
Yeah, and then when Ben was in the other week, he was talking about it again. We're like, we definitely need to get involved in this. So we're really excited about that.
It is so delicious. Yeah. It's our beef. Ben cooks over fire outside. It's really communal, so it's long tables. You are sat with people you don't necessarily know, so you might make some new friends or, it's a really nice atmosphere.
Sounds perfect. Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Survived my first podcast.
Well done.
Thank you.